I could talk about AOE2 again, but
Do it.
do it,
Do it.
do it,
Do it.
do it. Do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 8 of Ignore the Backlog. Bunny is my co-host. My name is TheRealPortz. Bunny, how the flippin' F are you?
I'm flipping F here.
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 Physically, emotionally, spiritually? What are we talking?
I would say I'm like 90% here physically, and then probably 50% mentally.
Did you just get a haircut? Was there like a bunch of hair sitting somewhere and that's why you're not physically here all the way?
Yeah, I cut off a limb and
Oh.
I threw it down a ravine. I gotta go recover it later so I could sew it back on, right? No, I've just been sick for the past week and it's just sucked. So I sound really gross.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but since you brought it up, ugh, that's disgusting.
Fuck
Clean
you.
yourself up.
You fucking clean yourself up, you bitch.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm a snotty mess anyway. I'm just like a baby.
Ew. Are you? Well, you're not as cute as a baby Yoda. I'm sorry.
No, nothing is. There's nothing scientifically cuter. Like, it seriously, Baby Yoda is like a giant middle finger to every Pixar character that's ever existed. They're just like, hey, fuck you. We did it in one go, bitch.
Like, I remember growing up and being obsessed with Gizmo from Gremlins. Like, I always wanted a Gizmo doll. I always
Yeah.
wanted a Gizmo toy. And, like, for the longest time, I've been, like, always looking for one. And then Baby Yoda comes along, and I'm like, that's my new Gizmo right there. I just
Yeah.
want a Baby Yoda doll. It will
I'm
be my
gonna
favorite
buy a plushie and cuddle it every night. I swear to fucking God.
Oh, my God. We should find one. We
Yeah,
need that.
I don't think they've made them yet. Like, people, it's already like the top Google search Baby Yoda thing, and it
Disney!
doesn't even exist yet.
Get on it. You'll make
Yeah.
so much money.
Oh, they know. You think Disney doesn't know how to make money? They're working on it.
But,
Actually, the longer they hold it out, they're gonna Half-Life 3 the Baby Yoda plushie.
oh no, we're gonna have to wait 12 years.
Yep. And then we're gonna play like a teenager Yoda in VR eventually. Instead of getting the
God.
plushie.
No, that's not what we want.
Okay, I'm sort of jumping to news, but let's talk about our games instead. How about that? Let's keep it. There's some sort of structure and order to this podcast. Believe it or not,
Yeah,
it's vague, and we don't always do it, but I try,
yeah.
and that's where it counts.
No, I'm sick. I can't like always keep the reins. In
Yeah,
somewhat
that's true.
control.
This is the Wild West podcast. So I'm gonna talk about my games first, fucker.
Yeah, go for it. What did you play?
Red Dead Redemption 2. Big surprise. I probably have 200 hours in that game,
Jesus.
and I haven't even gone online yet. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Wow.
save all the online stuff for PC because like I'm not gonna want to touch the single player for like another year after this at least.
Probably not.
Hopefully, well, I probably will though. It's such a fucking good game. It's such a fucking good game. It has something for everybody. It has stuff for people that like systems-based shit, like the way the world interacts and stuff, like the wildlife and the different weird interactions you have with people. And then there's the story shit for people who love story, and there's a giant open world for exploration nerds. Like it's so good. Love that fucking game.
Yeah, like my friend who does my D&D campaign, Fu, he posted something about people recruiting hunters, cowpokers, porters, and prostitutes.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, buddy, we're doing this, right? And I'm like, yeah, we're doing this. We're going to
Can I be a
the shit out of this."
prostitute?
Yeah, you could be a prostitute.
Oh, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna be the biggest earner. For you, Daddy, I'm gonna be the biggest earner.
Oh my God. Okay. That'll be great. Prostitute ports at your service.
And really, any kind of service you want, I'll do it all. But it doesn't come cheap.
Obviously. What else did you play?
Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition
Uh-huh.
again,
Again. Did you get
and
to play Jedi?
yeah. So I did play Fallen Order if you want to just not talk about Age of Empires, which
I'm
is fine.
sorry. Go
Because
ahead and talk about Age of Empires.
it's so good. It's so I've been watching like professional YouTube videos about it.
Wow. Okay.
And there's some crazy depth in that game that I was never aware of. First of all, I saw somebody with 3 groups of crossbow dudes dodge catapult shots and take out 5 catapults without ever taking any damage. Which, if you've never played Age of Empires, that means nothing to you. But if you played Age of Empires, that takes a crazy amount of micro. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I learned is that what I usually do, and what most people do, and what makes the most sense to do with archers, is you grab all of them and focus fire one unit so they die super quick. So you're taking less damage because there's one less damage. There's one less unit doing damage to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, apparently, when you reach a certain number of archers, this no longer makes sense because you're just wasting the shots, because it doesn't take 30 fucking archers to kill one dude. So people like split them in half and make different control groups. It's wild. And I don't think I'll ever get good at that stuff, but I think I'm gonna try because it sounds so fun. It's really cool. I like Age of Empires a lot.
Do it.
Yeah, that's it for the Definitive Edition. It's really good. It's free on the Xbox Game Pass, and it's $5 off if you have the AOE2 HD on Steam. So there's really no excuse. Just buy that shit.
All right,
so good.
all right. Maybe I'll pick it up again.
I've got like 3 different friend groups that I'm like rotating between that like it. So it's been like it's cool when you and like someone you like gets into the same game at the same time. That's really fun.
It's like every
it's
time.
Rare for me.
Yeah, it's like whenever I start Diablo 2 again, every new season, and like everybody's trying to join
3?
my game. Or 3, sorry. Did I mention I'm on a lot of fucking medication right now?
list the medication you're on.
Robitussin, cough drops, some nasal decongestant, something that goes sprayed up in my nose.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
A little bit of cocaine.
Yeah, no, not that.
Sorry.
Like a nasal decongestant. Nothing as good as
right, yeah.
Snow or powder or whatever.
Okay, so Jedi Fallen Order
Yes.
is a Star Wars game from Respawn, which is weird, right? Why the fuck is Respawn making a single player Star Wars game? That's a strange thing.
Wait, I didn't know it was Respawn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're like, hey, we did Apex this year. Not enough?
Yeah.
Here's a fucking Jedi game. I'm sure it was different teams, but
Probably.
I really don't know what the state of Respawn is. They both seem like great games, though. Apex was fucking awesome. I played a shitload of that.
Mm-hmm.
And this game it's rough around the edges, like real rough. Like there's so many strange choices that they made. Like you have to, when you jump to climb something, you have to like hold the left trigger for no reason. Like your character should just know to do that. I don't understand why I need to be involved extra at that point. So there's just a bunch of little weird things like that, and the way that it feels kind of unfinished is, especially in the first area. I've only gone to 2 areas so far, and the first part of the second area also feels like this, where it's all like the graphics are very pretty,
Yeah.
but there's just detail missing. Like there's not enough foliage, or I don't know what it is, but it's just like empty. It's kind of empty, and it's squared off because of the mechanics of the game, because it's a Metroidvania. There's like wall running and stuff, so it looks like just copy and pasted fucking shit everywhere, and it feels undone as fuck.
Yeah.
It feels like the first Uncharted in the way of in the way of just like, this is super video gamey.
Yeah, I was watching a friend play it, and like he was at this one spot where he's like playing with all these balls and shit, and he's like using the force to like throw the balls around, and like the paths and everything looked really good, but like, and the balls looked great because they would glow and do all this different shit, but like anywhere else outside that, like even the floor looked just like generic stone bullshit.
Yeah.
And it looked kind of sad. I don't know how else to describe it. It just looked really sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, here's these pretty stones and all these ramps, and look, they go in a circle, and then you gotta push this one over here. By the way, here's the saddest stone we could find to texture the floor.
Yeah. It's a stone that just went through a breakup.
Oh, no.
Now he's part of a shitty puzzle.
Oh, he is a part of a shitty fucking ball puzzle.
It's a bad rock day.
Aw.
I'm not very far. I think I'm like 4 hours in. I don't particularly love the combat because I don't really like the Souls combat, and they're sort of
it's kind of Soulsy, yeah.
Fisher pricing the Dark Souls combat, so it feels like it, but isn't hard, and I don't get why.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I could play on a harder difficulty, but I don't think it earns it, you know?
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it? Are you enjoying it at least?
I don't know. Like, the first time I played it, I was pretty into it. And then the second time I played it, I've only sat down for 2 sessions of it. The second time I was like, yeah, technically I think I'm enjoying this, but like every time I think about going back, I'm like, I don't know. I could just play something that's better. Which sucks because I'm on like a really high super Star Wars binge something. Like I watched all the fucking prequels
wow.
and Rogue One, and I'm just like watching a bunch of Star Wars shit. I started the Clone Wars, which I've never seen, which so far are pretty good.
Yeah.
And eventually I'll finish the game, which is what I say about every game, and it's never true. But someday, if I can ever pull myself away from Red Dead.
That's fair. That's fair.
Once I beat that for the 5th time, then maybe I'll give Jedi Fallen Order a fair shot.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for me.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been doing?
Besides dying on the inside and outside.
Yes.
I played.
Cutting limbs off.
And cutting my limbs off and throwing them down a ravine. I played a fuck ton of RimWorld while I was really sick. Because it was nice, because like I could kind of like chill out and like lean back in my chair and like watch shitty forensic files on one of my monitors and then kind of pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And like I've been playing one of the crazy hard modes, Randy mode, and just bad shit kept happening in my colony. So I think I started like 4 or 5 colonies.
Damn.
And just kept restarting. I'm like, I don't like this one. I don't like this person. I'm just gonna restart. And stupid shit like that. Diablo 3 came out with a new season, so I jumped back on that to fuck up the Blizzard servers because I hate them. And I know that they don't make any money from this, and it just bogs down their servers. That's what I like to tell myself. But no, I get to see a lot of people that I don't get to play very many games with anymore, so I hopped on that and got to 70 very quickly and just got carried a bunch in a bunch of like tier 80 fucking greater rifts today, so it was fun.
Tier 80?
Yeah, like 80 rifts, 80 plus and stuff like that. We've been going like fucking ham.
I forget what the mechanics of that game are, honestly.
Well, you could go to Torment 10, and then it goes like higher and higher in like greater rifts and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Like the longer you spend in the rift, the more difficult it gets, right?
You could do that where you extend the rift, or you could like beat it in a certain amount of time and shit.
Right. Okay.
So we were doing 80 greater rifts. I was mostly just getting carried in gear, but it's fun regardless.
Yeah. What's your favorite class in Diablo 3?
I usually play Barbarian, and Barbarian's like hella strong this season. They're getting their Whirlwind set this season, and I was like, you know what? It's easy to like fucking get my Spin to Win set. I don't have to grind it out.
Yeah.
So I'll Spin to Win immediately and not spend like, you know, a week getting the whole gear and then maybe playing Spin to Win for like 2 days. I'll play like the whole week that I actually play this season.
Right.
Because I usually quit within like the first 2 weeks of the season. I'm like, okay, I got to like Paragon 600. I'm good, I think. But usually that's what happens with me is like I finish the season out. I don't like keep going. Sometimes I go really ham, but most of the time I don't.
I mean, there's just little reason to do it, you know?
I mean,
The endgame's not crazy interesting.
it's more like bragging rights and like being competitive and getting on that leaderboard.
Yeah.
Is usually what it is. Like there was one season where I was like rocking it as a monk and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is like one of the seasons where I broke. I like got bored of my barbarian. I'm like, I'm gonna try something different. So I did monk and I was like killing it and I was making it on the leaderboards and it was in like the top 10 for like
Damn.
a good minute. And
That's
I'm like,
fucking amazing. There's still 10 people playing that game? Holy shit. Wow.
yeah, you know, I was one of the 10. It was nice. But
No, that's cool.
no, it was fun. It was fun. I don't think I'll ever get that like super competitive with it. Maybe, who knows? But
Did you ever play Warframe?
I did.
Did you play it like a lot? Because I could see if
did.
you liked Path of Exile,
Mm-hmm.
you played like seasons in Diablo 3.
Yep.
It just seems like Warframe would be in that wheelhouse of sort of grindy online games.
Yeah, it's weird how I do like those grinding games every once in a while. And when I do get into them, I just fucking slam my face and head and whole body against them. But,
Yeah.
And then when
I'm a toe dipper. I dip my toes into those, and then I'm like, oh, I saw what this is about. I'm gonna go back to RuneScape.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who's like, oh, I can't. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like somebody like tells you can't do something in this basically, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. Suck my dick, and I wave my middle fingers, and go running around and slam my whole fucking life into like nothing while just beating the shit out of this game.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'm weird. I know. And then I finally beat Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, the end. Didn't you also say you were just like starting over immediately?
I did.
God damn.
So I made my.
So
Go
without
ahead.
spoilers, what is the end satisfying?
Yes and no.
Is there a way to make it satisfying and a way to make it unsatisfying? Like, are there choices?
That's the thing. Is like, so you have the faction quests, and then you have the main storyline, right? And
Okay.
so you go to the different planets, and that's where you get the main faction quests. And each faction quest that you end up doing affects the ending. And like, so at the very end, they do like this summary breakdown and go over every choice that you basically made and how it affected the rest
That's
of
awesome.
the call. It was so good. I was completely blown away that they did this.
You need to beat Dragon Age Origins because they do the same thing.
Yeah, so I've heard. And like, so, and they literally go over every character that you helped and
Awesome.
and stuff like that. So like, I did all my quests for my characters and stuff. So it's like, because you did this with them, they went on to do this and blah blah blah. But like,
You know what, Bunny?
what?
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna play more of this game this week.
You need
I
to
promise
play
you.
it, please.
I'm writing it down. I'm
You're
gonna
gonna write it
play
on your
this game a little
board?
bit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need a whiteboard in here. That'd be
I
good.
have one. You should get one. It helps
I
me.
should. And then I can like bend over scantily while I stream, be
Ooh,
like,
girl.
and have like the video game in the tiny little corner.
Yeah.
Where I'm like going, I'm gonna write things.
Yeah,
that
we'll
I
get you
want
some leggings.
that you can donate money for.
But yeah, no. It was so good to see like the choices that you make finally fucking matter and like how it affects the thing. And there was I'm gonna kind of spoil a little bit.
Okay.
So on Monarch, I didn't do the faction quest because I didn't like the result of either one. And I played out both of them. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like either one of these. Fuck you both. And what ends up happening is because I helped neither faction, the monsters of the planet ended up killing everybody.
Jesus.
I just sat there.
That's a me move right there. God damn.
And I was like, oh, fuck I should have sided with one of the people, even though I hated both of them. I'm like, fuck it, you know. But it was just kind of funny because like I didn't get the exact ending I wanted, but I got the ending I kind of deserved because that whole time I was playing, I was saying fuck corporate, fuck corporate, fuck corporate.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't able to completely fix corporate at the end, they end up dissolving, and like it just like I don't know, it like the way it ended so abruptly, I'm like, wait, that's the end? No. And then it goes into that spiel. It was like, okay, I could deal with this, but I wanted more.
Yeah.
I really did. And then I've been watching people do speed runs of it. The fastest time is about 12 minutes.
What?
Yep.
That's too quick. Why?
Yep. I don't know.
Wait. What?
Yeah, people have been beating it in 12 minutes.
Damn.
Doing fucking insane speed runs.
That's
Yep.
that's incredible. Funny. All right.
Yeah, I've just been like reading about it. I haven't seen how exactly they do it or if they glitch or anything. But I have seen is like the fastest time for speedruns for Outer Worlds is like 12 minutes and some odd seconds. And I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, it could have been a dream in my fucking crazy delusional like fever headache that I've had all week. But I'm pretty sure it was real. But yeah, that's all I played really.
That's incredible.
I wish I played more, but I'm glad I beat Outer Worlds. Really
yeah.
am.
How much? Do you know what your hour count was at the end?
I wasn't keeping track. I don't know if I can look on the store like I can on Steam. Let me see.
Oh yeah, where'd you get it again?
I got it through Epic.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
No,
27 hours.
27? Oh, that's not bad.
Mm-mm. And I did like a lot of shit. Like I did a lot of side quests. I redid a lot of shit. I fucked around. I try to fix things. You know. It was good. It was good. I got an hour maybe into my Forrest Gump run.
Forrest Gump run?
I have no intelligence but really high charisma.
Huh. Wow.
I'm Forrest Gump.
And lots of agility or whatever?
Yeah,
maybe?
running.
Yeah.
I was running.
Just running.
Yep.
Is that really a stat?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think there is something with movement, but I don't remember. I just dumped it all into charisma and like fucking line and persuade and not into intimidate because I didn't think Forrest Gump was an intimidating guy.
Yeah. No, not really.
No. So.
Oh, you know what? I did play one more thing, which I don't know if I talked about last week.
I don't know. Probably not.
Played Modern Warfare.
Mm-mm.
I've only hopped into the multiplayer a couple times now, but they have a mode that's 2v2 random gun spawns. And the tiny little maps. It's basically just like a big, it's not a hallway because it's like an open place usually, but it's just like, there's usually like one side of the map and then the other side of the map, and they each have their own obstacles or whatever. Not obstacles, but terrain. And I think it's super fun. I've got this buddy that every time we hop in, we sort of mesh on the same, we take it the same amount of serious, but we're also like fine losing, but we're trying, you know?
Yeah.
And it's really fun. It's really, really fun, especially when you do some cool shit. It's cool. There was one match where I was 1-11 and he won the entire thing for us. So that felt good for him. And I was happy we won, but it didn't feel good for me. But it's a good time. It's a good time. I hear the campaign's good, but I have not hopped in yet.
Yeah,
I kind of like Call of Duty campaigns.
I do too, but I haven't touched a Call of Duty in a hot minute.
The last good one to me was Black Ops 1, and that was 9 years ago.
Call of Duty 4 that campaign
Oh, yeah.
was probably my
Yeah,
favorite.
Yeah, the Modern Warfare games are pretty good. The campaigns were good too. I kind of dropped off. Like, I think I played the campaign. Yeah, I definitely played the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, but I didn't play the Modern Warfare 3 campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Because those, continue
Yeah.
the same, like, price and all them storyline. But, yeah. It's a good time.
It's a good time. Okay.
Okay. News?
News.
Newsy news?
Their news now.
Don't hit snooze on this news.
I gotta go.
Okay. Fair. Yep. All right. Shutting it down.
I'm gonna go take my nap now.
Well, listen to this news while you're taking a cruise.
Oh God, are you a dad now? Is that what happening?
Yeah, I have an announcement to make him a father.
I knew it. Is it a
Yep.
baby Yoda?
Yep.
You've adopted a baby Yoda?
Yep. He has a little hover cart and everything.
Hover cart and everything. Dude, I want a fucking hover cart. Somebody could carry
That
me
thing was
around.
awesome. I was like, how does he not just like try to sit on top of that thing while they were like walking for ever?
Because he's a fucking Mandalorian. He needs nobody to carry him.
But if it's there, no one else is gonna see it except a baby.
He would just feel it. Like, even when he killed the fucking thing, he said it wasn't a good kill because the baby helped him. You know?
That's true. Yeah, he did not have to say that. He's so honor bound.
He's so honor bound. Good old Mando.
Except not to the or not to the Bounty Hunters Guild, apparently.
I mean, I think he did it because the
I guess, sorry, we're spoiling Mandalorian episode 3.
Oh
everybody.
yeah, sorry, spoilers, run. I think he saved the baby because one, the baby saved his life, and two, from the few flashbacks that he's had on his life, and from what it sounds like, he had a shitty childhood, and he lost his parents, and he lost his family, and he was like an abandoned kid. That's why he got picked up by the Mandalorians.
Yeah, right. He was what did they call him?
Oh fuck.
Foundling?
Something like, yeah, I think foundlings.
Yeah.
Children just acquired.
Yeah. I was a kidnappling myself, but yeah. It's cool. You were found. They had to take me by force. Killed my parents. It was hilarious.
10 out of 10. But not to spoil too much of it, but that fucking fight scene at the very end, when he's taking the babies away, or he's taking baby Yoda away, or whatever baby's name is.
Yeah.
And he's taking him away.
Yeah, I think it's kind of shitty we don't have a name for it yet. Like, I'm tired of calling it Baby Yoda, because we all know that's not true.
It's not Yoda, yeah. I'm just gonna call it baby. And so, like, he's taking...
It's the baby.
The baby.
It's the only one that deserves to be talked about right now.
He's taking the baby away. And, the fucking things start beeping, and I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna go down. And then they just start fighting, and then the rest of the fucking Mandalorians show up with their jetpacks. I fucking screamed. I jumped out of my fucking chair, and I screamed, and I was like so excited. I felt like a fucking kid again, because like I've been reading about the like Boba Fett stories since I was a kid in the books, even though they're not canon or anything. They're considered legacy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But like, there would be fight scenes in there, and they would describe them, and like fucking Mandalorians flying around on their jetpacks. But to actually see it was like the greatest thing ever, and like my inner child was just like so pumped. I was so excited. I have not been this excited about Star Wars in years.
I know, same. I don't even have the same lady boner for Boba Fett, but I do agree. This episode it's one of the best episodes of TV. It's so fucking good. For a Star Wars fan. For like a regular person, I don't think they would give a shit. But for a Star Wars fan, it's so fucking good. And it's tough being a Star Wars fan, all right? It's hard out there.
We get shit like Jar Jar Binks
throwing fucking evil Luke Skywalkers at us, and The same plot of New Hope rehashed.
Over and
Fucking,
over again.
It's hard,
It's
you know?
very hard.
Another bitch-ass fucking
Bad guy?
Sith guy that just sucks. Snoke was kind of cool, and then they killed him immediately. It's tough out there.
I don't know why they make every bad guy in...
Die super quick. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, like, the cool bad guys always die really quick, and then the fucking... Like, the guy who survives the longest is super emo, super whiny, and, like, trying to be super edgelord. And I'm like, dude, we get it. You had a shit. But, like, Kylo Ren is just, like, the rich kid's... His parents are, like, two of the greatest humans in the fucking Star Wars galaxy. And then he has to just be this, like, fucking whiny, rebellious piece of shit. And then he gets upset that his uncle, like, tried to kill him or whatever. You know?
Yep.
Yep, no.
It's really dumb.
He's lucky he has a cute face. I don't know what it is about his face that I like, but the rest of him, ugh.
Really? You like Adam Driver? Oh.
Yeah, I think he's kind of cute. I don't know.
I bet it's because he's famous. That's all it is.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. If you saw that guy in the street, you'd be like, nah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I have a very...
Same with Benedict Cumberbatch. You'd see his face. If he was just a regular dude, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with that dude's face?
I don't know. His charisma and the way he talks, obviously.
Who? Wait. Well, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. But not Adam Driver, right?
No, not Adam Driver. Adam
I was
Driver's
like, what
just
charisma?
Cute. He's just cute.
I don't know. I think you feel bad for him. It's like a wounded bird. That's what it is. You want to fuck a wounded bird. That's what it is.
Oh, God. I just want to fix him is what it is. Shit.
You're like,
fuck.
let me see that face. We can cover it. I promise. It's okay.
We'll just turn you around. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Anyway, Star Wars.
Star Wars. It was great. 10
What happened that wasn't Star Wars?
So much.
Speaking of stuff that's been hard to be a fan of recently. Half-Life exists again.
It's been 12 years, Portz.
12. No, it's been longer than that. Well, wait.
Since
when did the
episode
second episode?
two?
Episode 2?
2007.
When did that come out? Damn.
12 years, Portz.
Holy shit.
12 fucking
My
years.
God. Wait, hold on.
You know how
I
long
was
it's been
15
since...
when that game
I
came
know.
out. What the fuck?
Okay, you know how long it's been since Half-Life 1?
That was 98?
Yeah, 21 years.
Holy shit. Yeah.
21 years since Half-Life
Yeah.
1. I fucking...
That's a long time.
Somebody talked that into my chat, and I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I was like, oh God, why? And I like jumped in a pond in Minecraft, and I slowly just started drowning in there because I felt so old.
By the way,
Mm-hmm.
that game holds up like a motherfucker.
Yeah?
It's so good. I love Half-Life 1.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I didn't play it back in the day. I beat that game like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I played Half-Life 2 when it came out, obviously, because I was the right age for that. But Half-Life 1, I was fucking 6 when that came out. I didn't play that then.
I think I touched it, and then I beat it around the time Half-Life 2 came out. Because, like, I wasn't super hardcore PC gaming yet. I was still mostly console in my high school. Until,
Yeah.
like, my senior year of high school when I bought myself a laptop. And that's when I started doing
Nice.
more PC gaming. But, yeah, with my 1 gig on my laptop, which was, like, unheard of. And it's people are like, I only have 512 in my PC at home. I'm like, well, my laptop has 1 gig, so I'm so cool. But
Damn, you probably could have run Crysis when it came out.
probably, but like, I remember when Half-Life 2 was coming out, and all the nerds in my high school were calling it "to sex." They're like, "To sex is coming." I'm
To
like,
sex?
yeah,
Why?
I don't know. Or they're fucking
weird.
like 17, 16-year-old boys.
Yeah. Those are the worst people on the planet, by the way.
Like, they just like, I don't know what it was, but they're like, to sex, and like that's all they could fucking think about was like
Oh my God.
Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And Doom 3. That was like the big hype that year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Doom 3 wasn't even that good.
What the fuck ever? It was so good for
What, you liked it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sure you did.
Wow.
No, that was a game I also came to way after. I played that, I think, last year.
Well,
And I was kind of underwhelmed. It was all right. I'll need to. I had that on my other podcast. So I need to go listen to those episodes and figure out what my opinion actually was. I don't really remember. I'm talking out my ass right now.
Fair. But yeah, so Half-Life 1.5 or Half-Life Alyx VR was confirmed this week.
So,
go on.
Number one question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean they're still working on Half-Life stuff? Other than this,
Yes.
is this a proof of life in the Half-Life universe? Because I'll be honest, I don't really give a fuck about Alyx's story.
I mean, I do because I love Alyx as a character. I always
People
have.
do. People love her, and I don't really get it. She's just there. I don't like. What is so great about her? What is it
the hots
specifically?
for you. She's got the hots for Gordon fucking Freeman, man.
Does she?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't finished the episodes.
I mean, even in all of Half-Life 2, she's like totally hitting on you passively. Gordon, I don't know what we would have done without you. Oh, Gordon. Yeah, she fucking wants you.
She's like a damsel, I guess,
dick.
but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, because you're.
And it's
Gordon
obviously not going to go anywhere in
Freeman.
this VR game because you're not even in the picture yet.
You're not in the picture, so this is like basically between 1 and 2.
We're gonna get maybe a look at one of her exes or something.
I don't think there's anybody in her life.
Oh damn!
I know.
That's
poor
fucking
girl.
savage. Holy shit!
She's got like her dad and that other fucking old dude and maybe Barney. But yeah.
Barney. Oh god, what if that was a thing? What a dork.
Oh god. That would be anyway. But yeah, no, so it got confirmed, and the rumor is that this is the test run for Half-Life 3, and that Half-Life 3 is gonna be also in VR.
I have wanted a VR for a while, but I it's still not really like financially the right time.
Same.
Well, and like space wise, like I do have a living room that's sort of empty, but it's like for watching movies. I don't want to like set up things and tear them down. Like it's just VR is so impractical for apartment dwellers such as myself.
Yeah, same. Like my whole thing is like, if I get a VR headset, I'm gonna have to clean out my closet and get rid of everything in that fucking closet in order for it to work, and I'll play VR in like my closet and next to my computer desk.
Do you have a fucking walk-in closet?
No, it's not that big, but it's big enough for me to like do shit in. I think.
Okay.
But
so what did you think of the trailers, by the way?
It makes me really excited. It makes me really yeah. Dude, I've been waiting for fucking Half-Life for years. And like there was rumors about this maybe like 2 or 3 months ago that they were working on a Half-Life VR game, and the rumor was it was going to focus on Alyx, but it wasn't potentially going to be super canon. But they finally confirmed it when they released most of it, and like the thing that it is actually canon. It's between 1 and 2, like I said, so it's like 1.5.
If this feels like a real video game, I'll be pretty excited because there aren't that many of those.
In
like
VR?
AAA quality, in VR, yeah.
I think this is Valve's step towards it. Like them doing this as a test run is a good way to see if they actually want to make Half-Life 3 a VR game and start producing quality like VR games like this, or if they want to just bring it back to PC and just be mouse and keyboard and have that immersion that way.
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of wonder why it couldn't be both. I mean, I guess like the mechanic that they showed off in the gameplay trailer where she is like rejuicing at the power machine or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to hold one hand down and then like kind of dance around it and shoot people. I thought that was really cool, but it would feel terrible in a non-VR game.
Yeah, and like she was like repairing things in circuits and stuff like that. There was things that
I just don't want
required
it to feel
two
gimmicky,
hands.
you know? I just don't want it to feel gimmicky.
I mean, look at what they did with Half-Life 2 was just to test their engine. That's why it had gravity gun. That's why we had the simple puzzles that we did. But like the fact that you're going to be like searching shells for ammo, I think is kind of neat. And like being actually
I agree. Do you think that there was anything about the beginning of that trailer looking kind of horror?
Kind of, because like you're fucking being chased by headcrab dudes, and like I know Half-Life 2 isn't a horror game, but Ravenholm fucking gave me nightmares as a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, I
or 17.
hope it's not like all horror, but I do kind of hope that they have a level like that.
Yeah, like a Ravenholm situation. I don't think it's all gonna be horror, but like that whole like where she's dealing with the hand thing and like shooting around this pillar that she's behind and the fucking things are being tossed at her is probably one of my favorite fucking things that I've seen from it so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm excited for it. It made me really pumped. I'm gonna have to actually break down and buy a VR headset. I'm probably gonna go buy a used Vive. And then buy the, because you're going to need the fucking joysticks of the Valve Index. So
how much is the Index?
1,000?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a fucking computer right there. God damn, dude.
I mean, it kind of is. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to have to like finagle some shit and try to like...
God, dude. I could have just not gone to TwitchCon. I could buy 2.5 of these.
I know. That's like all my money in my like savings right now from Twitch is going towards my TwitchCon fund. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I could buy the Valve Index right now. I could do it right. I could buy the whole fucking thing right now. And I'll get a free copy of Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been hard.
Fuck.
I know. But the biggest debate that I've seen so far that's come out of this is not people freaking out about them finally doing a Half-Life game. Is either people being Alyx needs arms or Alyx does not need arms. And then there's been like debates all over the place saying why Alyx, you need to see Alyx's arms, and other times why you don't need to see Alyx's arms. And like both sides have good things. Like people who don't want to see the arms is because it takes up a lot of space on the screen sometimes.
Okay.
And it kind of breaks immersion. But also other people on the other side say, well, just seeing floating pair of hands is also kind of disassociative.
Yeah.
And also it could be kind of like psychologically like you don't know, or situational awareness sort of thing, and fuck with you that way.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't care.
It is definitely weird. This is one of those VR problems that's like, yeah, it's supposed to be more immersive, but then there's these weird problems that don't exist outside of VR.
Yeah.
Like one thing I thought about, and I'm surprised this didn't spawn any interest, or maybe it did, I just haven't seen it. But during the little horror sequence at the beginning, you can hear her breathing super hard. And I'm like, wouldn't you want to feel like the character and like your breathing is the thing? Like why hearing somebody else breathe really hard seems weird when you're supposed to be that character and it's in VR and super immersive. It
could be kind of one of those psychological things that it can be used to fuck with you. So there's this thing that I've talked to a lot of people who have VR and like a lot of stuff that I've been reading about this called the phantom touch effect. And when you're in VR so long, you start to like potentially feel things, or you get too immersed into the situation. And like there was one guy, he was playing some game, I can't remember which one, where you're talking to this character face to face and then he betrays you and stabs you in the stomach. And this person, as he's talking about it, he said, in real life, I felt a very sharp pain in my stomach and I fell over like my character.
What? No.
Yeah.
No. That's one weirdo. There's no way that's like the majority of people fucking having VR experiences.
A lot of people that I know that are in VR and they're in VR for a very long time do deal with the phantom touch after a while.
How long are we talking?
Like hours.
Because you're not supposed to play it for more than like 3 or 4 hours, right?
Supposedly. But a lot of people I know have dealt with the phantom touch. I believe them, but until I experience it on my own, I can't say it's like real.
I believe them. Like, I don't think it's bullshit. I just think it's like some people are fucking weird.
I mean, it depends on your empathy too.
Yeah, I don't have any of that, so that's why.
But I'm
I'm fucking. I thought the gameplay looked really, really good, and I'm very excited.
Me too.
We don't have a release date or anything, or even a window, right?
I think it's supposed to come out next March.
Yeah.
March 2020.
I could see. Yeah, I could see myself having an index by like halfway through next year. That could happen.
It's around my birthday.
I also have friends that live in a fancy fucking Portland apartment complex that has a VR room.
What?
And so maybe I'll just try to play it there.
Yeah, just go to their house. Can I crash? Can I meet these friends?
Yeah.
Will they be my best friends now?
Yeah, you've already met them in my chat.
Oh shit, okay.
Quarks and Beta Shaft.
Oh shit, Quarks, I'm coming over. We're gonna be new best friends.
But you did want to kill him for something.
I'll forgive you over 3 Dog. It's me.
Oh yeah, it was 3 Dog.
That's
right.
Yep. How can you hate 3 Dog? He's great.
When 1 is not enough and 2 is too few, it's 3 Dog.
Oh, okay.
Bringing you the news. I love that, man.
It's so good.
I jumped into a random like Dota chat with people.
Uh-huh.
And not recently. This is years ago. But I just did that bit, and half the people got it, and half the people were like, "Who the fuck it just came in here? What in the hell am I listening to?"
Poor unexperienced children. Is that they must have felt what you feel all the time whenever I try to make a reference to something and you're like, I don't understand that.
To literally anything in the world. Yep. I'm just like, huh? Yeah, I'm uncultured. Let's move on.
It happens.
This is why we have news segments, so I can keep
learning
up to date with things, and I learn things that you pick out.
Yep.
Tell me about a new thing.
What about Stadia? You want to talk about that?
I heard it's trash. Why'd we ever talk about it? Remember when we were like, come on, maybe we'll pick it up and see how it is.
I mean, I thought, so there's been a lot of shit around Stadia, and I kind of feel bad for Google because I think they made some bad choices. I just watched the Google Stadia ad. It is literally the weirdest fucking creepiest thing ever.
Oh.
There's like a dude that turns into a canoe.
Okay.
And it's not been very good.
Right.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
Like, I thought it was going to be a Game Pass system, not a system where I pay $12 a month and then I have to buy these games in addition in order to play them through a streaming service through the browser.
Yeah.
So for me, Stadia doesn't make any sense because all the games that they currently have are kind of old.
Yeah.
They've been around for like a year or 2 years. The newest one only being Red Dead Redemption to come to the PC, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if they had like special titles or like exclusives, maybe I might be interested in this, but to pay full price for these games and then to pay $12.99 a month on top of that, it's not gonna work out for me. I was excited thinking it was a Game Pass. I would have paid if it was a Game Pass. I would have been able to, like, or honestly willing to pay more if it was the Game Pass system, so I can have access to, like, a rotating library. I would have been cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, I would have honestly paid up to, like, $20 a month if I can have access to a rotating library of, like, whatever games. But,
I think pretty much everybody can agree that this concept would be useful, but we're not there yet. Again,
I don't think we're there yet, but also
but it's kind of like VR. Like, it's just not practical for everybody. It can't be the thing, you know. Well, there's a bunch of problems we need to solve. Google needs to solve the problem of price and package, like what it offers, and obviously there have been lots of reports of, you know, it straight up just not working very well,
or people
like
not
latency and all that.
Founders packs. Like, I had friends not get their shit still, and they're one of their, like, they. And
it's been almost 10 days, I think, since they started shipping them out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a friend that still hasn't gotten his, and he's really pissed. And he's, like, emailed, he's Twittered, and he's like, "What the fuck, Google?" And then I had another one who just finally got his. He's like, "Oh, goody, it's my turn to, like, fucking deal with drop rates and shit." Or drop frames and shit, or whatever.
I'm very curious about the next couple months. I'm super curious to see if Google doubles down or wipes their hands with it.
I don't know. It's
or of it.
I think honestly they're going to knowing Google, they'll probably just drop it.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, "This is a fun experiment. We got your money. Sorry."
I really wonder. Well, I don't think they made money off this. That I super doubt that.
Yeah, probably not. Like,
but I wonder what this total venture cost them. It was probably a decent amount.
Oh yeah, definitely several million. But I mean, I don't know why they decided.
I'd say definitely tens of millions, probably.
Oh yeah, no.
maybe approaching hundreds, but I don't know. This is the most wild guess from somebody who has no idea.
Yeah, we'll see if they, like, continue to dump more money, but my guess is they're just gonna wash their hands clean, because that's just kind of how they are. Like, when they try to come to Portland and, like, they couldn't agree to terms with the city of Portland, they just said fuck you and they bounced. So I think they'll just, like, we couldn't get it to work, we did our best, let's stop wasting money in this.
Yeah, I mean, they abandoned Google Plus pretty early. Like, they kept it around, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah,
remember Google Plus?
Oh yeah, no, I had an account. I still get like shit from it every once in a while. It's like, sign it to your Google Plus, and it's like, it's like, no, honey, no, I'm good, thank you.
Might as well sign into Tumblr while I'm at it.
Oh God, Tumblr killed itself. That was its own shit show.
That was hilarious.
Oh my God, I can't believe they actually did what they did.
Got rid of all the porn.
They got rid of all the porn. The one thing
people love porn. Just become a porn site. I would embrace it.
Like, that's the one thing that they did. They had content creators creating porn, and then they're like, we don't want you to do that anymore. It's like, good, bye.
Yeah.
Yep. What would you like to talk about the other few topics we have?
It's been a while since I've heard from my man Kojima.
Okay.
And I have not heard this story yet.
You haven't heard about this. This is new.
Tell me a story. This is new to me.
Did you ever play PT?
I am so looking forward to playing it on someone's PlayStation who still has it.
I know.
I don't.
That's the thing is, like, you can't get your hands on this thing. And
Yeah.
I've watched...
I have a buddy, the Savory Beta Shaft, actually, I think has it, and I'm supposed to go over and play it at his place
Can I come with
at
you?
some point.
I'm coming with you. It's not.
yeah,
It's
yep.
I'm
Not a choice?
Yeah, it's not a choice. I'm coming.
Okay, that's fine.
With you.
Yep. I guess we're just
I'll bring
gonna both show
beers.
up.
I'll bring beers. It's fine.
Yeah,
Snacks?
you already. He might kick me out now if he knows the beers are not from me.
Snacks and beers. Don't worry.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's play it. Cause like I've always wanted to play it, cause I couldn't get it, cause I didn't have a PlayStation at that time. But I've watched so many people play it, and it's like literally one of the best horror games, even though it was never completed. And so Kojima stepped away with his Death Stranding, that thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, revolutionary video game.
Sure. If you want to call it that.
New genre.
Yep.
No, never seen before.
Never seen before. Stranding games. Hopefully we never see another Stranding.
Walking is the gameplay.
Hopefully we never see another Stranding
incredible.
game again.
I don't know. I'd like to see it iterated. I saw the most batshit fucking insane tweet today.
What did you see?
I'm sorry if I know this person. I can't remember who it was, so they probably might know me, and they might get angry at me for saying this.
Oh no.
But they said something about what was the fucking phrase they were talking about? It was something like, oh god damn it, I'm gonna fucking butcher the hell out of this because I don't know what the hell it was. It was like, I'm almost to the tweet. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
If you ever need proof that tend and befriend mechanics are compelling, my brother has spent most of his Death Stranding playthrough building roads just because it makes him happy to see that 50k people have used them.
What?
Games tend to focus so much on the endorphin rush we get from killing a powerful enemy or completing a difficult puzzle, but as developers we sometimes forget endorphins come from giving our best friend a gift we knew they'd love, or seeing a rescue dog nurse to health. Even something like repairing an old broken clock. There are countless popular YouTube channels of people slowly and methodically restoring old machinery and art, and it drives people wild. I don't think we've arrived at the full potential of tend and befriend in games. When we do, it'll be way more powerful than I think any of us expect, and I'm excited for it. I had never heard this term before. Tend and befriend. Have you heard of that?
No.
What the fuck is that? And I don't agree with the sentiment.
I mean,
but I don't think Death Stranding is that.
No.
That doesn't sound the same to me.
No.
As a rescue dog and seeing 50,000 people use your bridge? I don't know, man. That seems like obviously the whole point of Death Stranding is about social media. That's like
it's really fucking
the whole
weird.
like system is about fucking getting likes and clout and shit. Like that's what that is. That's a way different thing than a rescue dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, person from my Twitter.
No, it's kind of weird that like I mean, I know people that like to build things or like just help people. Like I have a couple people like that in my community that they're like, "What do you need? I could go get it for you." It's like I could go get it myself. They're
Again,
like, well, let me get it for you because I like doing that. And I'm like, okay.
I have no empathy or soul, so my opinion is just my opinion on this. It just and I don't disagree. Like I said, with the idea, I don't like calling it tend and befriend because it makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. But I don't think that's what Death Stranding is.
I don't think
that's all.
That's that style of game. But like, if you can find, if you're not happy with the game story and the game itself, and that you have to go and make your own thing in the video game that makes you happy,
right?
I think
then it doesn't devalue your happiness from the game.
No,
but it does mean that it's not the greatest game ever.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think the developer did you justice.
Right.
So, but with that being said, like Kojima's finally going back to like making scary games. Like I love Metal Gear Solid the stories are weird
Metal
as
Gear
fuck.
Solid's not scary.
No, they're not. But they're weird as fuck, and Kojima does do weird as fuck well. So the only way that I think Kojima would do well is to do another scary story again. So if he goes back to finishing PT or like getting us a scary game that's scary as PT, I would be fucking all over him again. I would be.
I don't love horror games.
I don't.
So that would kind of do nothing for me. But I think what would benefit Kojima is just one, maybe two, if you're stretching it. Just one dude nearby in his circle, in his inner circle.
Yeah.
That says, no, that's a bad idea. That's stupid. What? Don't do that.
That's the thing.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Just one fucking person around him that's like, no, that he trusts. I don't know who's going to do that. But if you're in Kojima's inner circle, start fucking doing that for the love of God.
I think that's
because I think he is a genius. I think he fucking definitely is. There's definitely something in his brain that no one else has, and it's fucking great. That's pretty much undeniable. But it needs to be tethered.
Yeah, he needs some sort of structure. He's very creative and he's very eccentric. But he doesn't have the right structure. And the problem is, like, he's so eccentric that he probably only surrounds himself with people who are like, oh my God, you're amazing. Oh my God, you're a genius.
Well, and it's probably hard. You probably have to wade through 2,000 of those people to get someone real.
Yeah, that's the problem is, like, he's so famous now that
he's successful as fuck.
Yeah, everybody's just gonna suck his dick. And he's...
You know what's really strange? First of all, Norman Reedus, I kind of get, like, why he's in the game. Mads Mikkelsen, a little bit less. And then Guillermo del Toro. Like, how did he sign off on this project? He must have, like, sniffed out something being weird. First of all, he didn't do his lines. Like, the character that it's just his likeness in the fucking game. Isn't that fucking weird?
That's really weird.
Isn't that fucking strange? That's so weird.
Yeah, that's...
So he must have known, well, either that or he was like, I don't have time for this shit, which is definitely possible. But so what I heard from Mads Mikkelsen was he never saw the script until he's kind of signed on, because it was like there's so much. He just saw like broad concepts. And conceptually, Death Stranding is very interesting, especially story-wise. But the nitty-gritty of it is fucking dog shit. I'll come out and say it right now. It's fucking dog shit. The dialogue is so bad.
Yeah.
It's repetitive as shit, and most of it's unnecessary.
Yeah, like watching you play, it was very weird. Very, very weird.
It's not even weird. It's like the minute-to-minute dialogue is not weird. It's just bad. Like, I heard fucking Norman Reedus say, no rest for the wicked 3 times in 2 hours. Why? It wasn't a reference to anything. It was just him saying a cliche thing 3 times. What the fuck? And it's not the only instance of that. It's very strange. And not strange in a good Kojima way. Just mind-boggling how anyone who has been around good writing could possibly think this is fine. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Yeah, like, I haven't even played the game, but I've watched you. I've watched like 3 other people play this, and like one of my friends that I kind of like a lot, just all over it. She thinks it's the greatest fucking thing ever invented, and I'm like, girl, what is wrong with you, honey? Are you okay? Do I need to, like, are you in trouble? And like trying to tell us you're in trouble, and you're sending us this weird sign.
The one thing I will say,
rescue.
I think I'm more positive on the game than a lot of people. Just not the minute-to-minute dialogue. Like, I think overall the story concept is interesting. Like, the world is interesting. Like Timefall, the rain shit that ages stuff. I think that's like a cool idea. And I thought it was gonna be the opposite. I thought I was gonna be really into the story and hate the gameplay. But the gameplay is kind of growing on me a little bit, because the way that they balance, literally, your weight and how you have to control that, and how you traverse through the world is interesting enough to get you from point A to point B, where it's like, it feels like it's just a walking simulator, but it's much more than that. I don't know. It's kind of fun. I haven't played that much. I've played like 8 hours of the game, of this 60-hour game. I'm sure by hour 20, I'm going to be shooting myself because it's so fucking boring. But for right now, it's fine.
All right. I believe in you.
Anyway, thank you. Do we have anything else before I derail again?
We could touch on PUBG. I know you don't play that game.
Okay.
But
I don't play that game. Do you know my story with PUBG?
no, tell me your story with PUBG.
I bought it drunkenly one night.
Oh no.
Played 2 hours of it, and then the next day I returned it. I was like, this game fucking sucks.
That's fair.
I returned it.
My first.
I'm not into battle royales. I can't do it. Like Apex, I was into because the mechanics were like, it was really just the wingman. The wingman's such a fucking fun gun. I just didn't give a shit what environment I was in.
Just get
I just love shooting that gun. So good. Yep. But other than that, I just hate the formula. I fucking hate the formula of that genre.
That's fair. It kind of sucked me back into FPSs for a hot minute. I've kind of quit PUBG. I kind of want to get back into it, but my posse's pretty much broken up, and it's hard to not play that game solo. I can't do it. That's one of those games, like, I'm not the greatest shooter, and I know that. I'm a better teammate, and I'm better at calling shit out. Like, I remember... You're
the lifeline.
I'm the lifeline, but I'm also the person that calls out and, like, suggests strategies and shit like that, usually.
Oh, I see. You're the strategist.
Kind of. Like, I remember one game I was playing with a friend, and it was, like, after I had come back after kind of a hiatus, like a 2-month hiatus. And we're in the top 10. And we hear one guy with an and I'm like, I bet you he's over here. Sure enough, he's over there. And I spot him. My friend knocks him. And then we get his friend. We go get his and then I'm just calling out people. I'm like up there on the rocks this point, over there at this point, and he's just knocking people with that fucking and just going to town. And I literally called out like 7 or 8 people, and he knocked down each and every one of them, and we won.
Nice.
Yeah. He's like, holy shit, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Like, he was, like, talking about that match for, like, the next 3 days. He's like, Bunny was just, like, lining them up. She just saw them, and I just shot them, and it just happened.
That's awesome. There are few things as satisfying as being fucking incredible in a match of, like, multiplayer shit.
Yeah, it feels good.
And having people recognize it. It's so good.
It's a nice, like, it's one of those moments where you can, like, pat yourself on the back, you know?
Oh, yeah. Along with the other 10 hands or whatever it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
It really feels good.
Exactly.
I have a couple Dota play clips that I'll go back and, like, when I'm feeling down on myself, just be like, remember that? Remember that shit? Remember me doing that? Remember these hands did that shit?
Yeah. Yeah, no. I have, like, 2 or 3 clips of PUBG where, like, I was super, super toxic, and I was, like, looking at them the other day. I'm like, fuck, I need to get the boys back. The boys back in town.
Yeah.
But
that's awesome.
So PUBG.
Sorry, what's happening with PUBG?
It's okay. PUBG, the looting system is going through an overhaul, which I think is a fantastic thing. Like Counter-Strike.
Explain quickly what the loot system is currently.
You could buy loot boxes. You could buy so many every week, and you buy these with the in-game currency, right? And you earn the in-game currency from playing the game. Like, kills, winning gives you more currency. It's called BP.
Gotcha.
And so you buy these crates, and there's a chance that these crates are locked. And in order to unlock these crates, you spend $250 to get a key to unlock it. It's stupid. I fucking hate it. It makes me angry.
Dota did that like 10 years ago, dude.
Counter-Strike still does it.
What?
Yep.
They removed it from Dota. That's hilarious.
I know. And so they're finally removing it from PUBG. So all of the crates that you will buy with the BP will be unlockable. And so it's kind of
good.
It's good. It's really good because I have like literally probably hundreds of boxes that I can't open.
Do you still have them? That's awesome. So are those going to convert?
I don't know. I'll find out on the 18th of December. So
okay.
But yeah, that's going into effect. I think it's a great move because like people don't want to buy the boxes and then buy keys to unlock it. They'll buy the
Yeah.
shit directly. They'll buy the gear that they want to find or the slutty outfits that they want to buy off of the market directly.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of a good way to combat gambling, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's a good move. It makes me happy that they're just mixing it all together and just like, it's not worth it, you know?
I think it's awesome.
But yeah.
It's like, well, how long is that coming out? Like 3 years?
Something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. It's such a long time. It's so weird. Like it blows my mind that Counter-Strike still does that because, like I said, Valve makes Counter-Strike and Dota, and they removed that mechanic from Dota like fucking 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, I mean, I still have. Well, I think all my Dota 2 shit expired, so, which may be kind of annoying, but it's whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I played a couple of those matches.
Oh no.
Last week.
Oh no.
I'm in danger of slipping back into it.
Wait, why did you bring that up
Speaking
on the
of-
what we played?
Because I forgot. I forgot, and probably on purpose because I'm ashamed.
Are you that ashamed?
I mean, a little bit. It's like I've talked a lot publicly about how like I'm a shitty person when I play that game, but I'm really trying not to, and I'm mostly succeeding.
Have you not seen my most toxic clip of me playing PUBG?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah, that went around
Yeah.
on so many fucking PUBG videos, and I'm like, oh, everybody knows me as this bitch asking people if they want a fucking hug. I'm like, whatever.
I had this clip where my teammate was farming, and he's our core, so like our whole strat was around getting him farmed, but he had reached that point, and I needed him to join the fight. And so what I just said to him was, hey, like over open comms, I was like, hey, Jug, what can we do for you this game? Like, what do you need for us to succeed? Like, what do you want to do? And then I like undid that and just was talking to my stream. I was like, AKA, why are you still fucking juggling?
Yeah.
I try not to flame people in game because it makes them defensive and hate you. So it does not help you win.
Exactly.
Do you know who Day 9 is?
Day 9 sounds familiar.
He's like a famous Hearthstone, StarCraft guy.
I think I have seen him a little bit. Yeah. Why?
He also hosted the PC Gamer E3 show the last 2 years.
Oh shit.
Oh, and hosted international. Not this last TI, but the one before TI8.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he is the kindest fucking person on the planet. You watch him play multiplayer games, and it's like your grandmother's like manners in a young person. It's incredible. He's so nice. It's unattainable levels of nice. I'm pretty sure he was made in a nice factory.
I mean, I wish I could be like that sometimes, but
I do too. I don't understand how he does it.
Such a bitter person.
He must have a natural proclivity to it, but there must be some sort of tip that he could give to like make people that way. Because I really would love to find that Zen center when I'm playing fucking multiplayer games.
Maybe. Okay, you need to play Outer World and you need to do Max's Quest, and then maybe you need to go on a Max's Quest.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna play Outer Worlds this week. Hold me to it. Ask me about it next week.
I will put a reminder in my phone every day, Portz, to be like,
please do.
Message Portz.
Do it. I get off work at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So send me then.
3 p.m.
You're like, yo, you're about to get home. Fucking play this game.
Yo, Outer World slut.
Yeah.
Okay, I made a reminder for myself all week.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll keep you on it, bitch. I got you.
What I want to remind our listeners is that we have a Twitter account. It's called Ignore the Backlog.
Yeah.
I have a Twitter account. It's called TheRealPortz. I have a Twitch account. It's called TheRealPortz. I don't stream anymore, except like one time a week. I try, but follow me on Twitter.
Follow Portz on Twitter and follow him on Twitch so you could catch those little gems where he screams at the game.
Yep. Love screaming at the game. Screaming at the game is my favorite thing to do. Bunny, where can people find you on the internet?
People can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at EvilSpaceBunny.
And you can find us next Thursday, episode 9. Thanks everyone for listening. Appreciate it. We are fucking outie.
Bye. Good luck. Have fun. Oh, this is gonna come out on Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Happy
Should we move it?
Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving, pilgrims. I'm John Wayne of the First Thanksgiving Pilgrims. Happy Thanksgiving, pilgrims!